transactions, what to set our gas to, how much the estimated value per mint would be. And so this is just like another day at the office. And we've got many more drops on the way. But again, want to bring the attention back to you guys because OogaVerse is looking like an absolute awesome time. And wanted to ask you more about, you guys get a sense of what the team looks like and what you guys have built so far and what's to come. So maybe we can start off right there. If you guys want to just give intros and let the audience know and myself, what are your contributions to the OogaVerse team, and we can go from there.
So, as I said, I'm the founder of OogaVerse. I actually had the idea of Space Apes, that was the old name, last year, at the beginning of last year, when the GME stock exploded. And I was invested in GME, so I was quite fortunate. And I was spending all day looking at GME charts because we are from Germany and the market opens when we wake up, and right before it closes, the US market opens. So I was literally watching charts the entire day. And I spent a lot of time in the Wall Street Bets Reddit. And yeah, I was hearing the term aping for the first time. And GME apes to the moon the whole time. And a little bit later, I was stumbling across NFTs the first time, and I thought, like, okay, apes that want to go to the moon would actually be a cool NFT collection. And then I started to dig into the rabbit hole, how to create your own NFT. I was familiar with MetaMask and stuff, but I was not too much into NFTs. So that was a long process to teach me that. Back then, there was like no information. I think Hashlips had some tutorials online, but it was so tech, and I'm not that much into tech. So yeah, I had to learn that. And I began to design the Space Apes in March. But then the meme coin season started and I got totally lost. And at this time, I started to do meme coins as my full-time job together with GM. And yeah, we were aping in every single launch, trading 15 different shitcoins at the same time. And I think in May we had a crash, and I lost fun with shitcoins because it was like really wuggy every time when markets crash. There's like a lot of rug pulls. I think GM continued to do meme coins together with Wizard, but I took just some time off when traveling. And yeah, I started on I began to continue the Space Apes designs in July. Took some while, and then I just stealth dropped the first 100 apes on OpenSea. And right after that, I created a Twitter, Discord, and stuff. And man, the Discord exploded so quick, and I was just by myself. So I asked GM if he wants to do the community manager. And because GM and community is like, it's such a good fit. He's born to do community stuff, and he was down. So we were two. And I think just 2 or 3 days later, when the Discord got even bigger, we onboarded Wizard as well. And yeah, then we had the launch of the remaining 1900 Genesis Space Apes. We had the migration process. That's when we renamed Space Apes to OogaVerse, because we thought a lot about the future of the whole project. And Ooga was just a thing in our community, and OogaVerse just made sense because we wanted to, actually build a metaverse brand. And there's like lots of stuff coming in the future, with Mecha Apes game being the first thing we're launching. This is pretty much our first step into the metaverse. And since then, lots of stuff happened. We had breeding. right now we have like almost 1,000 baby Ugas, which are really cute. Yeah, I think we have like 20 mods now, 6 devs, 2 Discord managers. So we grew a lot. And yeah, on the 22nd, our Mecha Apes game is launching.
All right, thank you for the rundown. I'd love to hear more about the launch, right? So there's an upcoming launch. And for those of you listening that might not be familiar, Space Apes was a cook. I believe you guys dropped directly on OpenSea. Correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't like a mint from contract, and they're very hard to get. And then since renaming to OogaVerse, y'all have gone and built a game. Am I understanding that correctly, Banana?
Exactly. So we have launched the Uberverse collection in September. Back then it was called Space Apes. Then we had the migration in November, and since then the new collection is named OogaVerse. And this contains the Genesis Ugas, which we have 2,000. And right now we have almost 1,000 baby Ugas. And this is all the OogaVerse collection. We also have our utility token, Dark Matter, DMT. And yeah, the Mecha Apes game will be a complete new collection, and it contains Mecha Apes, which are the main characters, and also Robo Ugas. And with that, we are also releasing the new utility token, which is only for the game called OG. But what's really nice is our interconnection with the game, which is a separate collection, and our Ugaverse collection. So, for example, if you hold a baby Uga, then you can evolve it into a Mecha Ape. You don't have to mint a Mecha Ape. You can just claim one for free, basically. And also our utility token from the Ugaverse collection, you can also use it in the game to upgrade your Robo Ugas so they earn more OG, to mint new tokens. So this is like the whole idea about Ugaverse. Ugaverse is kind of the umbrella of everything that's coming in the future. You can always use DMT for anything we are doing in the future. Yeah, and there's like some expansions planned, and yeah, the first thing is the Mecha Apes game, which we really think can turn out really epic because yeah, we already have a great community, and I think with that we can expand the community even more.
Awesome. I'd love
Yeah.
to break down your this piece by piece for everyone because this is a massive ecosystem that you are alluding to, right? So you've got a game which has certain mechanics involved. You've got an ERC20 utility token from the sound of it called OG, which I want to like also break down here. So perhaps we can get started there. The ERC20 token, I think, with regard to utility, if you're not familiar with Wolf Game had Wool. If you're not familiar with 10KTF's upcoming Snapshot, which they will be airdropping ERC20 token. Crypto Raiders had their own. Can you speak more about the utility of this token? What is the current supply of it? Who has it so far? Was it airdropped to the Genesis holders of Ugaverse and Space Apes? And what kind of exposure does this token have already to the holders of your NFT so far?
Mhm. The token actually isn't launched yet, the OG token. We launch it when we launch the game together with the game contract.
God.
What we already released is the DMT token, our dark matter token from the Ugaverse collection. And yeah, this is also a ERC20 token, and every Genesis Uga yields 20 DMT passively a day. And if you have 2,000 DMT and hold at least 2 Genesis Ugas, then you can breed a baby Uga.
Yeah, that's great. So it sounds like you guys have clearly, thought out a cohesive ecosystem here. And I was taking a look at your game earlier, and it's pretty cool. Like it's one of the better looking and interactive GUIs that I've seen, in recent memory for all the NFT space. So I think that, the fact that, you kind of just got started on this a couple months ago, and really went from the ground up is super impressive. Um, but yeah, can you tell us a little bit more maybe about the game and
Mhm.
what the strategy is there?
Yeah, I'm really glad you like the UI. This is like something that's really important for me. If we continue building OogaVerse, everything we do needs to be like on a good level. And it's not only the game UI, it's like everything with the game. For example, you guys mentioned Wolf Game, and their minting process is similar to our minting process with the Mecha Apes game. But with Wolf Game, for example, if you have a wolf, it's just like some pixels. For us, the Mecha Apes, they are so dope looking. So they are also a really epic PFP, for example. And like everything, it's not only the game mechanics that are quite nice, but everything around should meet that level. So that was important for us. Yeah, to give a quick breakdown, I'm not sure if I can explain the game in words to someone that's not familiar and hasn't looked in the UI, because there's like a lot of information to digest. But basically, as I mentioned, you have the OG token that we release when the game is released, and you have two NFTs, two types of NFTs. First are Mecha Apes, and the second are Robo Ugas. The Robo Ugas are the ones that are producing OG, and they they are what's the word in English? Sorry, guys. Sometimes the language barrier is too big for me. Um, yeah, the Robogas are really hardworking and producing the OG, but they have one problem that they get attacked from time to time from the evil Space Droid Federation. So they made a pact with Mecha Apes. And Mecha Apes protect Robo Ugas and therefore get a tax of all the OG that's produced. So that's basically the mechanics of stage one of the game. And then you can mint new tokens with the new NFTs with the OG token, and you have a 90% chance that you get a Robo Uga and a 10% chance to receive a Mecha Ape. This is quite similar to what Wolf Game and Wizards and Dragons did.
Yeah.
But also, you can not only use the OG token to mint, you can also use the DMT token from the OogaVerse collection. So every Genesis Ooga that yields 20 DMT passively a day can just yield DMT for 6 days and then mint a new NFT for 120 DMT. And
So I'd love to jump in here because again, there's a ton of specifics going on with the ecosystem. Obviously, it's a very complex game. I'm now understanding there's a dual tokenomics involved here, much like Axie Infinity, if you're familiar with SLPA Access, or even Crypto Raiders with Aurum and Raider. Um, have you guys considered uh, like what blockchain is this specifically, and can you talk more about your decisions behind building the game on that blockchain?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good question because we thought about that a lot. Um, right now, everything is on Ethereum, and so the Uberverse collection is on Ethereum, or utility token is a ERC20 token, and we thought about having the game on a layer 2 solution, um, more specifically on Polygon. But we thought that having NFTs on Polygon, that it's just too difficult to reach the user count that we want to reach. because, for example, on OpenSea, there's 100 times more volume on the Ethereum blockchain than on Polygon, and therefore like 100 times more demand. So the whole stage 1 of the game will be completely on Ethereum. But stage 1 is pretty much just about the creation of the characters from the game, the Robo-Ugas and the Mecha Apes. And after that, when all NFTs are minted and stage 2 starts, then we definitely have a layer 2 solution and most probably Polygon. So with stage 2, you have game items like weapons and armor, and those are also NFTs, but those are on Polygon as well. So to wrap that up, right now everything is on Ethereum, but when the minting process ends, to say it like this, then we have a layer 2 solution, and like most of the mechanics will be on Polygon.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you for clarifying. And also too, with a lot of these games, you know, they are incredibly difficult to maintain, to continuously innovate, to make sure there are no bugs, to keep players, to keep collectors incentivized to keep playing and engaging, biting the bullet on costs like gas, for instance, since you're on the Ethereum mainnet as opposed to Polygon, which is gasless and instantaneous transactions. What is the process? Can you I guess elaborate more on how you guys developed this game contract, and can you speak on any third party auditors that have taken a look at this game contract? And can you also speak on the tokenomics? Was that reviewed, and what kind of thought process went into there?
Yeah, I kindly hand over the mic to Wizard. He's our dev team leader, so he can talk a little bit more of that. But to say it like in advance, we are not developing the contracts. We have a dev team of 6, and they are doing all the hard work. We are just pretty much creating a white paper where how we think things should work out, and yeah, then we go over that with the dev team and they coding it. So we are not that much into tech. Wizard way more.
Gotcha.
Wizard way more than me, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Can you talk a little bit about the dev team, what their experiences in the space? Have they built games before? Do they have a proven track record to innovate and build contracts that are basically timeless?
Yeah, do you want to go on, or should I say something? Hi guys.
Hey, Wizard. Nice to hear you.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to be here. So about the dev team, they are pretty much they have pretty much high track record because they already worked on projects and inside of top 50 of CoinMarketCap. So and this team is already working about 10 years together, and yeah, I'm not sure about gaming, but we have people in team who is specified on the DeFi projects. We have really good dev architecture, and yeah, so that's it. What I can say so far. And about the audit, the thing is, a real audit, what means something, will actually be only by consensus, and that's ridiculous expensive. So actually, nobody can pay it, I guess.
It's not only that it's expensive, but it takes so long, and to prioritize your audit. This is like nearly impossible. But yeah, I agree on this. They are like the only ones that have a good reputation for audit. Like you can have audits from all other like providers, but it's pretty much worthless.
It's pretty much the same if our own team would audit it. So yeah.
Well, I'd actually respectfully disagree there. I think a third-party audit is incredibly worth it because, I mean, Jacob knows firsthand what it's like to work with a development team that doesn't deliver as promised, and you release something that is, I guess you could say, not ready, right? Much love to you, bro. But yeah, that's also my personal opinion. I personally played every game under the sun. I have a massive Axie farm with over 20 scholars. I'm heavily invested into crypto raiders. I have played Wolf Game. I played all the games actually. I went through every single iteration you can think of, and I'm a big gamer nonetheless. And I think when it comes to building these games on the Ethereum mainnet, no less, it's really important to have a development team that is that does have a proven track record. I agree. I think you guys did a good move there. And then B, making sure that the development team is properly audited so that the contract you don't have to pause it. And so for people listening that aren't familiar with how these games usually tend to roll out, like Wolf Game, an incredibly popular NFT collection that actually I believe might turn on their game very soon. When they launched, they only had their game running for 8 days, right? So the contract, it was exploited within that 8-day, like 9-day time frame. And it was once they shut down the contract after like 8-9 days later, and that floor price for sheep was like 6.4 ETH, they went ahead and performed, they hired a series of auditors. They would create iterations on their contract to make sure auditors would and then they would receive feedback from these auditors. And so they were going iteration after iteration, step by step. And it has been like almost 2 months now since that game was turned on. So I would definitely highly recommend, like, I know it might not be in the wheelhouse, guys, but like these games, like to keep them running is one thing, and that's already a really tricky situation. To keep them innovative and engaging and exciting is a completely new thing. So I would highly recommend, just making sure you have the proper audits and going through each iteration of the contract, and make sure your development team, whoever they might be, is on top of what they're doing and being checked out by a third party.
I will say you're right, and the word here is proper audit, and that's the point. There is the auditor has to be at least at the same level of at least have same experience level as the team, right? And like you say, it's for sure better to have more eyes on the contract, on all the I would say software development, because it's actually software development. There are not only smart contracts working there. But a real audit will only be possible with a really, really expensive auditor like Consensus, and that's just too expensive. But that's not the point. You have to register your audit right at least half a year in advance. So it will be actually not possible for smaller projects. And the point of exploits, the more eyes see the contract and the more people are playing, the more chance is to exploit it, right? So that's not like if you have an audit, there is it's safe from exploits. So one audit from or by a team who isn't experienced enough just to have an audit to say, hey guys, we have an audit. That's kind of I don't know how to spell it in English, but it's more shine as to be, you know.
Yeah, but would you also agree that with a game, especially as ambitious and with art as incredibly cute as OogaVerse, wouldn't you want to give time to make sure that you release a product that is been properly audited and vetted by the community and is like certified ready to go? Not to say that yours isn't, right? I'm simply saying like the argument versus the argument with these games is that the problem that the challenge that they're all running into is that there just wasn't enough eyes on the contract.
Yeah,
So when the game
absolutely,
releases,
absolutely,
it's prone to error. So
absolutely.
I'm just making sure you guys are.
Yeah.
I want you guys to address exactly how you will solve these challenges and make sure you're preventing them. That's all that this is.
Yeah. For this, I can say the first project who released it, like in this case, Wolf game, they have the hardest time. Like they create something new and have to deal with all the errors and exploits. The next project has some something where they can look at, improve it, and do something better, right? And we looked at all known exploits, at all similar things, at all possible things there could be. Our devs found actually some new things that could be exploited. But you are totally right. I agree with this. The more eyes see this, the better is it for the safety. The more chances are there to find some errors, and I think this is only possible if you release it and really a big amount of eyes can see that. So you are never safe before you release and really a big audience sees it, right?
Gotcha.
That's my opinion.
Cool.
Yeah. Just to jump in here and add something. Excuse me. So when we decided to have the mint functioning similar to what Wolfgame did, this was like 2 months ago, and since then we are like constantly watching every game that's launching, and even if they find like solution, I mean, even if a game says they spend 200K on a bug bounty, they still get exploited. So this was the main topic when we created the game, safety. And for us, for our devs, we showed them like all games that were exploited, and even if like I don't know, I don't want to talk Wizards and Dragons bad, but even now where they have a solution after they get exploited that should avoid the exploit, our devs said that there is like still some possibilities that it gets exploited. So this topic was our main topic since the last 2 months, and we made like everything sure that it's not that it's just not exploitable what we're doing. Right now we have a solution where, for example, for the public Ethereum mint, this is like basically 2 transactions. You have the minting transaction, and then you have a randomization transaction. But you all send in you send them all in one transaction. So you can't call mint transaction and then call the randomizer transaction whenever you want. That's what we're doing in the back end. And yeah, we added a lot of stuff and thought like everything through, how anything what can happen. And I think right now we are at 100% safety. Just to add that this was like the main topic since the last 2 months.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, I'm excited and wishing you guys luck with regard to launching the game. I know that's going to be a really big deal, and it sounds like you guys have been working on it for quite some time. Can you speak a little bit on the development team? You said that they do have, they do have a lot of exposure into games. Have they built one already that's like really popular in the NFT space, or have they built like a mobile game, or what's their experience there?
Yeah. So we, as I said, we have a dev team of 6, and first, like how we approach them, they are a team working together since 10 years, and we just wanted to have the NFT token migration, and so we contacted like every dev that was available, and then we ended up with these guys. Yeah, and yeah, we haven't stopped working with them since. So they are now part of our team. They are all working full time on our project. So I can't tell you who them are, because that would lead to dox us. And right now, I don't think it's like the best thing to say, but we are all 3 in Germany, which is like the most. It's not the most unregulated market, but crypto here is so absolutely unregulated, and we are like already have our things packed and moving to Switzerland, to Zug.
Yeah, some of us are already.
Yeah, Wizard already moved, and that's where we have like a legit crypto company, and that's also when we can dox ourselves and dox our devs. But to answer the question, they one or two of our devs, they worked for some kind of blockchain gaming where you can earn a token, but this was way before NFTs. I think they said it was like something 2015, 2016. I remember, because when we first pitched the game idea to them, they were like, "Oh man, that's amazing! I always wanted to build a game, now with NFTs and the infrastructure, the infos." I don't know if that's a real word. Yeah, so they actually told us that they are experienced, but not really with NFT games, but with blockchain games.
Okay, and that your plan makes a lot of sense. I think in terms of the timeline, it's unfortunate you couldn't make the move to Switzerland already, but the fact that you guys are doing that and comfortable doxing yourself once you're there, and putting it all out on the table gives me a lot of strong signs for the future of the project.
Yeah, this is like really important to me, especially because I'm like in the mood of doxing since we launched. And but I know if I dox myself, I worked with GM for really long time. We worked in the same business. He was the founder of the business. I was the head of marketing. So if I dox myself, I dox him as well, and then Wizard will get doxed anyway. So if I dox myself, I would dox the whole team, and so that's why I don't want
That's
to dox
awesome.
myself. And yeah, that's
I love
like
that, by the way, Banana.
that's like
I think that I think putting accountability behind what you're doing and building is something that Jacob and I are pretty prominent on when we get on meetings with different NFT collections and founders and people in the space that are building. We are always and Meg too, who is our new engagement manager at Metaverse HQ. A little alpha for you. We are always putting on our video, right? Because accountability here is key, and that is the first thing at Metaverse HQ that we look at when we analyze a project. Hey, are the founders doxed? Are the developers? Do we know who they are? Do we have an open dialogue with them? Do we know who to turn to when something's going wrong, or who to give praise to when something's going amazing? I think that's an incredibly bullish indicator to us, and thank you for extending to even do it. I think that's a huge move across the board for both you and Wizard, as well as the dev team. That's something you usually don't see, and it's something that makes me even more bullish on OogaVerse.
Yeah. So as you know, like if you look on a project, the first thing you check pretty much is the dev team docs. So our community already has trust in us, and we build a lot of trust with them. But for outside people that might think about joining the project and join the community, for them it's maybe a bigger topic is the dev team docs. So I think it's important to grow the whole project, to grow the whole Uberverse. Uh, in the long term, it only makes sense to docs ourselves.
Yeah, so going in a little bit more detail on that, it sounds like you guys, if you're doxing yourself and committing all your time to this, you've got an extensive timeline and roadmap planned out. I know we were talking about some stuff in the DMs that you might not be able to reveal everything right now, but we'd love to hear, how you plan to integrate the OogaVerse into other metaverses and what those plans look like.
Sure. So first thing we want to do is to have a social hub in Sandbox. We are already in the talks with Mutant Cats. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Mutant Cats.
Love cats, love them. That was an insane project.
Yeah.
Really big
So
fan.
right now, the community pretty much took over the project and are now in the lead. And we connected with them, with an admin. And man, I thought we have big plans, but what those guys are doing right now and have planned for the future is just amazing. And they told us they are also currently building something in Sandbox, but they own a 12 times 12 plot. And oh,
I'm not sure.
sorry,
It's
no,
it's 6 by 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not 12 by 12, but it's a huge plot that they don't use. They only need like 12 plots for what they are planned. So they asked us if we want to use some of their plots. And I think if we don't have a bear market in the next month and can have a Sandbox land plot auction for cheap, for affordable price, if that's not the case, then we are happy to have our social hub next to Mutant Cats. So the roadmap here is to first have the Uga voxels coming out, and pretty much at the same time we have Mecha Apes voxels, and then we build a big land plot with we build a big social hub for everyone, and maybe an area where only Ugas have access. And then when Sandbox actually is playable, we want to build Mecha Apes Battle Arena. So that's the first thing of us stepping into another metaverse.
Got it. Cool. And I think you guys have that's a solid partnership with Mutant Cats. You've got an insane community over there. For a little bit of context, Mutant Cats was a stealth mint. It happened, I believe, around, I want to say October, somewhere around mid-October. I believe 10,000 Mutant Cats minted at 0.05. A week later, they released staking, where you can earn 10 fish token a day. So very reminiscent, an ERC20 token into an NFT collection. I believe they were modeling after the Kongs and the 10 bananas a day. And as you know, if you don't remember, Mutant Cats, when staking occurred, I believe the next day, within the next 24, 48 hours, that floor price was around 2.4 ETH. Because there was a supply shock in the market and demand was high enough to bring it there. I think though what's interesting to note about Mutant Cats is, like you said, it's now community run because the developers behind that project sort of didn't have the foresight to bring Mutant Cats to the next level, to expand the Mutant Cats universe, as they were like giving their community those expectations to. They fell very very short, and so they had to sign off the DAO, multi sig, and really lean on the power of the community. So obviously, that floor price for Mutant Cats has fallen dramatically since. But I think, again, that community is very strong. And what you guys are trying to do here, really important to note. I think I think that's a good thing. But I will say that Mutant Cats, they copied another contract, right? So when they copied that contract, they actually had the same exploit as that contract did. And I think it was like stacked toads or something. So they copied like it was a project that where earning was involved. They just took that contract and then they just made it Mutant Cats. So I just want to give clarity here. Again, this is sort of like this is what's been happening in the space when something looks brand new. It might not be. It might be a copy, and that's why I've been super like just asking you guys about what is the development process like, right? So I've just seen too many. I've experienced too much in the space, and am now a little bit harder to trick. But at the same time, again, this is like these are the questions I would ask any project that we were consulting for, right? Because we just need to know. This is just important information, and then we need to act accordingly. So appreciate you guys sort of like giving us a glimpse of what the development team looks like, giving us a glimpse of what your process has been thus far building this game. And we're excited about it. So we're coming in at 46 minutes. Don't want to take too much of everyone's time here today. I know it's a work day. I also know, there really is no work hours in the metaverse. We all work and take meetings at whatever ridiculous time of day or night it's going to be. I want to open up the stage for questions here. So if anyone wants to come up and speak with the team, ask a question, please feel free, raise your hand. We're going to start calling you up by one. But Banana Wizard, I've got a question. Can you elaborate on when specifically the pre-sale will be for your upcoming collection, and then the public sale, and what will the mint cost and supply be as well?
Yes, I can tell you. We just announced the time today, so let me check again what's in UTC. So the whitelist mint, the pre-sale is on January 23rd at 3 a.m. UTC. And the mint price, we have two mint prices. We have a mint price for normal mint, which is 0.055, and we have a mint price for mint and stake, which is 0.04.
That's amazing. So we'll be able to stake right away. The game is going to be turned on right away.
Yes.
Yes. So the whole mechanics, like leveling robo-Ugas, merging mechas, those are functions that will be turned on when we sold out the first 10,000 NFTs with the public sale or whitelist sale. But staking and earning, producing OG, this will be available directly. Yeah.
And also claiming OG as well. It's not like people have to stake and just seeing the numbers.
I love that. I love that you guys have mint and staking right away. Wolfgame was the first ever to allow that sort of functionality, where when the contract for mint was deployed, you can play the game right away. And that will end up being cheaper, right, than minting and then staking, Banana and Wizard?
Yes, exactly. We have this is cheaper in two ways. First, you save one transaction. You save the staking transaction, and it's 0.015 Ethereum cheaper in price. Yeah.
All right. Well, we love to hear it. We do like cheaper, especially if we're cutting costs on gas. Appreciate that insight. And again, I am only asking the questions that any like consult would be. So consider this one a free consult for you guys. And excited to mint and play the game.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, sure. Feel free to ask everything.
So, Jacob, I only have speaker access. I've been rugged by Twitter quite properly. In fact, do we have anyone that wants to come up and ask a Q?
Yeah. Johnny's been waiting his turn very patiently. So we'd love to get you up here, Johnny. Let's hope he doesn't get rugged as well. And yeah, I mean, maybe while we're waiting, I'm curious to hear what your strategy is going to be for the game. You know, are you guys going for the Mecha Apes, the Robo Ugas, or are you just sweeping the floor on the original collection right now?
Yeah, Banana loves to talk about the strategy in this game.
Actually, like my own strategy, I haven't figured out yet, but I hoarded some DMT, which I can use to mint new NFTs using that DMT, and I think that's my go-to strategy. It's instead of breeding a baby, minting new NFTs with the DMT token, because then you have a probability to get a mecha ape. If you have a baby, then you get a mecha ape for sure, 100%. But I like the risk, so maybe if I mint 2 or 3, I get 3 mecha apes. But then I think everyone everyone says I'm exploiting. But yeah, I go for minting with the DMT token and then with minting with the OG token.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you're a proper degen like us, you know, and you like the risk involved.
100%.
I also love the fact that y'all named the token DMT token. It's a very selective series of characters. In America, that's incredibly, I mean, around the world, but it's incredibly powerful drug. But I guess so is crypto. So aptly named. We've got Mindful coming up here.
To add something, I just love the idea that you have to burn DMT to breed a baby. So,
so you're
that's
familiar
why
with
it's
what
DMT.
DMT is. Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Perhaps we'll take some soon and get on a similar plane and vibe. We've got Mindful here. He's a Metaverse HQ OG and total homie. What's going on, bro? Thanks for joining us. Kicking it.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, first and foremost, thanks to OogaVerse for coming out and answering these awesome questions, and thanks for Metaverse HQ for always providing value to the Metaverse, to MVHQ, and to the NFT community as a whole. So, I have two questions for you guys, OogaVerse. First, is there gonna be other earning mechanics other than the yielding? Was it 10 tokens a day or 20? Forgive me. And besides that, those earning mechanisms, can you also elaborate on your collaboration with Dreamverse?
Yes. So for the DMT token earning, it's only for Genesis Ugas, and those are earning 20 DMT a day. But if you hold at least 2 Genesis Ugas, then every baby Uga you own earns you an extra 5 DMT a day. But only having a baby Uga, for example, yields you no DMT. And right now there's like no other way to earn DMT or to create DMT, because we want to keep this exclusively to our Genesis Ugas. And the second question, I think GM hasn't said anything today, so
Yeah, he wrote me just right now. He was kicked, and now is he only
listener.
Listener, yeah, right. Can you add him please again?
Yeah, have him request. I'll look for him in the audience, but if you have him request, we'll get him right up.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And while we wait, so I know the game goes live in a few days. Now, I was more meaning to ask earning mechanisms in game.
Okay. So for the game, we have a second token, which is only used for the game. And for the beginning, when we launch and after the launch, you can only earn it by staking RoboOgas or Mecha Apes. And after every NFT is minted, then we have the next mechanics, and we shift the game to a PvP game, and then there's like other possibilities how to earn DMT and also how to spend on DMT.
Okay,
But
cool.
but I don't want to share too much information or go too depth into stage 2, because like what we are dropping with all the mechanics is already like pretty much information. So but we will announce like stage 2, what mechanics are coming, how to use the OG, how to earn OG, and the whole mechanics. We will announce that not it's going to be soon, but first we want to launch it and then have everything straight with the mechanics that are live at launch.
Okay. GM said he already asked for, but there is some Twitter bug, so probably he's just listening from now.
Yeah, Twitter's rugging us pretty hard. I'm inviting him, so he keep trying and refreshing, but we'll try to get him up here.
Yeah, he told me he restarted already 3 times, but yeah, unlucky.
Okay.
And he's actually the only one person who can comment something on Dreamverse, because he is managing the whole collaboration all the time, at least the last time. Yeah, sorry for this.
Sure doesn't want the information getting out, huh? Top secret?
Top secret, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He can't talk because collaborations is what he does the most, and he would talk a lot, I think, if he could talk. But unfortunately, I can't say anything about it because I really have such little information. I don't want to drop something that I'm not 100% aware of.
Understood.
So
Understood.
sorry for that.
No problem. I look forward to hearing that answer. I guess I'll dig into your Discord within the days to come. I just want to know if it would affect any yielding or any in-game mechanics or anything like that. But I definitely appreciate you guys' time. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank
I added you on Twitter, and I will send your account to GM and tell him to send you a DM about
Awesome.
the collaboration.
Awesome. Good
All
luck
right.
on the launch.
All right. Thank you.
Much love, brother. We'll see you in the voice chat.
I'll see y'all down there.
Cheers, bro. All right, we've got. I brought up Peerless and Johnny. Peerless, if you want to share your thoughts. Hello. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I love getting in NFT gaming Twitter spaces. It's my favorite pastime. So I've been analyzing a lot of tokenomics for a lot of different games. Now, I have to. Sorry about the screaming child in the background. I do have to say the white paper. I like it a lot as far from a tokenomics standpoint. I guess my question, because I mean, it looks like you guys have a lot of burn sinks and so forth with crafting and upgrading and all sorts of stuff, which is great. I guess my primary question is, where does the value come once, I guess, like I play the game, I upgrade characters, as much as can be upgraded and so forth. Like, what's the value in the token afterwards?
I thanks for the question. and I think this is so. What we are launching, as I said before, this is pretty much the start of the game, which is all about the creation of the actual NFTs, the in-game characters. But when we have the NFTs launched, then we will have mechanics where you can spend OG and where you want to spend OG. So that's where so in OG for minting, that's the first value. But when all NFTs are minted, we have more mechanics, and this will be PvP mechanics, which you need to spend OG as well. And
So, okay, I think I understand the concept and kind of the vision there. Um, uh, so I had a question, a follow-up question. I guess it's ideally, I mean, obviously the OG token is capped out. Is the DMT token capped out as far as the white paper is concerned? I don't see that, right? You can just kind of accrue that indefinitely, correct?
sorry, guys, I got also by Twitter.
Yeah, the DNT token is produced has a capped production of 20 DMT per genesis a day, and in game it has a big advantage for a short time in case of mints. So we kept the mints to not give a too big advantage for the OogaVerse holders.
Okay.
And but you still can upgrade the Robo Oogas for more rewards. So I combined the answers for the both questions actually. But yeah, the first question was if it's capped. It is capped for 11 years, and every Ooga earns 20 a day. And a baby gives an acceleration of 5 if you're holding 2 Oogas, two Genesis Oogas.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard for you guys to elaborate too far without giving too much away with, I mean, the next phase of your project. My main concern with any game from a tokenomics standpoint is to kind of avoid what Axie is going through right now. And that's the issue with Axie's tokenomics is the necessity for like new people to constantly join. Obviously, with this project, you know, the mints may be capped out and so forth, but you know, generally speaking, when someone buys into it, you know, they're looking to potentially make a profitable move, right? And initially, the profitable move is crafting so you can generate more OG. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just analyzing from that standpoint as far as you know the next step for the player as far as value from the token.
I can say the tokenomics in the first part of the game, the first stage, like actually in every project, are built on the demand, right? And the goal of the user, of the gamer, is to collect as much as possible of be it the NFTs or the OG. It depends on the way how we play, and to not uncover too much. The reason Axie is going through it, it's the inflation and no interesting game mechanics. So the people are only playing for the earning, right?
Yeah,
And
I think the
that,
primary issue with Axie is there isn't enough burn. Like the only concept of the burning of the NFTs and token is to generate more Axies, right? And then you would sell those Axies to new players. But if
yeah,
the growth of the game kind of slows down, then you have too much supply and not enough demand to offset that supply.
yeah, and you hit the point where you have unprofitable breedings, right? Yeah. So, but the main reason why it's failing, it's because the people are not playing because of the game. They play because of the earnings, and that's the point where we want to catch it. And if you're playing because of the earning, you always need new people. So you can't sell it for profit if there is no new buyers behind you, right?
Yeah,
So
well, yes, and yeah, I would agree.
or you have a value why you want to spend it. So you are buying the game for I don't know the price of the game, but $50 because you want it. You have fun playing it, and not because you wanna sell it for $60 a day after, right? So that's
Yeah.
the point where we wanna try to break it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you for your responses. Yeah, that's all I got.
Thanks for your question.
Yo, thank you so much for coming up to ask that, Peerless. The community leans on playing gaming, and I think all the questions you ask are incredibly vital, and just something that we should be asking every play and earn game. So thanks for coming on board, bro.
Thank you for having me again.
All right. Well, for
Awesome.
those
I've been trying to get Johnny up. Johnny, were you able to get up? I'm not sure. Twitter's rugging us really hard right now. We're all having major issues here.
Oh yeah, I actually hearing every second word as well. So it's a mess.
Well, perhaps I mean, if Twitter is rugging all of us, then Johnny, we'll try to get you up for another minute or two if you want to come up. And anyone else that wants to come and ask a question, please feel free to do so. We have officially partnered with OogaVerse as a whitelist partner for Metaverse HQ. Jacob, if you want to go ahead and pin that up for us. The idea with our whitelist partners is we want to provide, not just the spaces where we are like hyping them up, but more so as you've seen today, asking the right questions, sort of putting ourselves in your shoes. This is something that we will continue to do because we just have so much insight into NFTs, and I probably, our community means everything, and we just have so much exposure, right, to all the good projects and obviously the ugly rugs. So we will always continue to provide our insight and show accountability and make sure that the projects, the whitelist partners that we that we do end up partnering with, when we have an opportunity like this to speak, we are not going to like sort of just get pushed around. We actually want to learn about these projects. We are actually excited for these projects. We want to just learn more. So Banana and Wizard, thank you so much for sticking through us. We've got Johnny here to speak. Hopefully Twitter is going to be nice and kind to us as you do. Johnny, can you hear us?
Hi, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome to our spaces. Thanks for tuning in and being patient, bro.
Thanks, Emil. Yeah, Twitter was rugging me there a bit. I just say well done to the team that have put everything together. I'm really excited for the game, and I know a lot of like the games are built upon previous games, and I was just wondering, did the latest Wolf game contract come into like the development of it for OogaVerse? Was that something that the team looked at, or was it based on older games?
So, thanks for the question.
Yep.
The idea to have a game was before Wolfgame. But
Okay.
when Wolfgame launched, I was so amazed by the whole risk protocol thing and game theory thing. So I was like, okay, guys, when we have the mint for our game, we have to do it like this. Because the initial idea was to have a game, but directly on Polygon. So and only a PvP game. But when Wolfgame came and we saw what they did, there's especially because they got exploited and the idea was really good, but the delivery was not that good. And then a couple of days later only, when Wizards and Dragons launched, I think it was just a fork of the contract. I'm not sure. But I think it was just a fork, which should prevent like the exploits of Wolfgame, but they also couldn't make it. And yeah, then I thought, all right, the idea is really epic, but the space just needs a project to deliver it perfect. And so we decided to go with that for stage 2 for the creation of the NFTs. And yeah, this is the part which is inspired by Wolfgame. I think maybe some developers would deny it, but I'm honest here that it was not the idea to have a mint like this with some kind of risk protocol. This was just added when we saw what Wolfgame did.
Yeah, just added. I don't think they delivered bad actually, because they were like the first.
Oh, sorry,
ones.
no, I don't
Yeah.
want to talk them bad. Sorry,
Yeah. They did a great job, and they managed it pretty good after exploits. And yeah, like I said, if you are building the first, second, third project, you have no one you can look at to to learn from, right? So they had kind of more harder job to go through. Yeah, just that.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much for your time, Johnny. Glad we were able to get you up here, even after the constant Twitter rugs. It looks like that's all the questions for now, and wanted to avoid further technical difficulties. Want to give a huge shout out to the Ooga team. Thank you all for your time here, telling us a little bit more about your game and what you've got coming up, everything that you put into this. And yeah, I would like to direct you guys to some of the pinned tweets above. We have a Medium article on the weekly recap of the market. So that is done by the lovely Poopaloop that he's been doing in term for the members of Metaverse HQ for some time now. We found a lot of value in that and have decided to publish that publicly at the end of the week to kind of give you a snapshot in time for the floors, everything that happened, all the big news of the week. And we find that super valuable. Probably going to have some Ooga news in there soon. You can also check out our whitelist partners, which is where OogaVerse will be featured. And that is on our Medium that you can see linked there. We also have our merch collection that is live in the second pinned tweet that is going to be closing this Friday. So if you're a Metaverse HQ member, make sure to pick it up. You get a discount that is shown in the Discord. If you're not, but you just really like the swag, it is pretty high quality material. Mitch sorts it himself, so he can give more details there. But yeah, you're free to rock it as well if that's something you'd like. And yeah, go ahead, Mitch.
Yeah, I just want to say too, I don't normally wear clothes, but when I do, I prefer Metaverse HQ merch. I'd also like to point out too that at Metaverse HQ, we're just looking for the best partners to work with. We really appreciate OogaVerse. As a partner, we will be announcing, if you are
Not the rug.
Yeah, it's the rug.
a winner of our 60 whitelists that the team was happy to allow our community for the heads up. Providing at Metaverse HQ, go ahead and mint if you are a winner there. Thank you for putting that together and helping us out, everyone that was involved. Also want to give a shout out to Metroverse. They've been an incredible whitelist partner as well. They just minted out today, and the average floor price right now, 24 sales over the last 10 minutes, I'm looking at a 0.66 ETH floor at a 0.1 to mint. So if you're not a member of Metaverse HQ, I don't know what you're doing. I prefer you come and make it with us, because we're absolutely making it. We're getting all these awesome whitelist partners, and couldn't be more excited about the future of what's going on here. Also, if you remember, we do have a group buy for Nansen, which is an incredibly powerful NFT analytics trading platform. I'm also incredibly excited for our NFT Nerds group buy as well. So NFT Nerds is an insane NFT trading tool. We trade 24/7. We're constantly looking at the market, analyzing it, and those two partnerships will be incredibly valuable for our members that are always looking to be up to date on current trends in the market. And as far as current trends go, OogaVerse, thank you so much for sharing your time with us, as well as your whitelist for your upcoming drop. And we wish you luck in the pre-sale, the public, and the game moving forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mitch and Metaverse HQ team. I must say, I love what you guys doing. You all sound legit as fuck, and I I support 100% what you're doing, and also that you ask the right questions, and yeah, not just saying all those joyful things. So good job on that, and yeah, keep going what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks from my side as well. And I want to super professional how you handle it, and yeah, like your approach as well. So and I can say a big thank from GM as well. He sadly was rugged by Twitter. But yeah, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. And for those tuned in, thank you for listening. Jacob, did you want to add anything? A little bit of alpha before we go?
No, I was just going to say we need to partner with Twitter next, so they can stop rugging us directly.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts. So if you're Metaverse HQ, look out for the whitelist winners. We are going to announce and give it to Banana and Wizard, and they will take it from there. And again, if you did get whitelisted for Crypto Bats, Metaverse HQ members received over 200 spots. Go mint. The floor is absolutely insane. Bananas right now. It will basically cover the price of a key to even get in. So cheers to everyone, and thank you for tuning in and spending your time with us and the OogaVerse team. We really